Our next stop is Matthew O'Neill's garden.
I've been looking forward to this one. Matthew has the best formal English garden I've ever seen outside of England.
Too much trouble to maintain. I'll take my informal New England garden any day.
Oh my God, Matthew!
No pulse. He's dead.
Oh, that was way too abrupt.
Okay, Doc, Mrs. F, let me get this straight. When the tour group came into the garden, you found Mr. O'Neill just as he is, dead in the middle of the garden with a rose in his hand.
That's right, Sheriff.
Any idea what he died from, Doc?
I haven't the slightest idea.
I better take a look
Soon
around.
did.
Mrs. F, you want to stick around, make sure I don't miss anything?
Certainly, if you think I can be of some help.
I love how campy it is every time we click on a new mystery. Okay, so chapter 1. Today is the Summer Garden Festival's garden competition and tour, an event I look forward to all year. My tour group arrived at Matthew O'Neill's house at approximately 12:45 p.m., only to discover Matthew lying dead in the garden. What a shock! It's been very hot and dry, which is not good. Ah, no. Hopefully it won't kind of like end with anything crazy, you know? I was happy to see your notification. We haven't spoken since Thursday, and that feels weird. I know, it's been a really busy week. It's been so busy. Oh, there's... And then we're just missing an A. The A button. Where would you... Oh, there it is. Huh. Okay. So, we're looking for a clothespin, rake the leaves. EW. Do I know anyone by those initials? We're also looking for a pesticide bottle. This is an extremely powerful pesticide Matthew is using. It could be quite lethal if used incorrectly. Also looking for a moth. 5 cat toys. Cat toys everywhere. Did Matthew have cats? Not that I know of, no. Paper shreds. Good timing with a garden mystery. I'm on the last chapter of Botany Manor, so I'm all about plants right now. I know, like, I was kind of actually, I was in between this one or the Fall of Porcupine game that I told you about. But I was like, ooh, I know the Fall of Porcupine is actually like a longer game, so, because I'm just in the mood for something like cozy and fall. But I ended up with this one. This must be the mug that Matthew was drinking from when he died. Oh dear. Perhaps he was poisoned. And let you know that we've been like back into our Murder, She Wrote grind, and there was this one episode. It's 2 episodes after the prison episode. Good. It's just good. It's like they decided, they were like, oh yeah, season 2? Let's make it even better. Why is he holding a rose? I'm not sure, but it's not one of his. There's no other rose of this color in his garden. Ooh, what if we have like a murderer that has like a signature thing that they do, you know? Like they always put a rose in their dead body or in their victim's hand. Someone with work boots was walking around here this morning. And it wasn't Matthew. He's wearing loafers. Interesting. His watch broke at 11:30. That's probably the time of death. Paper shred pinwheel? What's a pinwheel? Isn't that just like a wagon wheel? No, no, no. That's the thing that like blows in the wind, right? Ah, there it is. Thank you. Hello, the educator. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, you know what? I meant to end up sending you that and I forgot. The one right after the prison, it really ended up not being that bad. I think in the first part, I was like, oh no, it's going to be one of those slower ones, but it wasn't. I'm glad you didn't choose that one. It seems to have some darker, sadder themes, and I don't want that right now. Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't either. I needed something happy. Something like light. Okay, I'm looking for one more paper shred. Oh, there it is. Ooh. Swap positions of the strips of paper to assemble the document. Okay. We can do that. I think this one goes here. Maybe that right there. Jack of Trades Landscaping? Oh, Jack of all trades. Something looks off with like the logo or something. Yeah, this isn't right. Yeah, the wording's not right. Oh, hedge. Oh, I see. Hedge trimming. Jack of all trades. Yay!
You know, Sheriff, the EW on the shears we found could stand for Emily Wiseborough. She's lived in the house next door for as long as I can remember.
Ah! I didn't mean to skip their talking! Oh my gosh. Okay. Maybe this will give us some insight. Okay. Today is the Summer Garden Festival's garden competition and tour, an event I look forward to all year. My tour group arrived at Matthew O'Neill's house at approximately 12:45, only to discover, oh, that's what we already read. He held a peach-colored rose in his hand and his broken watch had stopped at 11:30. Mort arrived and together we surveyed the area. Matthew was wearing loafers, but I observed a muddy footprint that appeared to have been made by a work boot. Whose? There were cat toys scattered about the garden, a coffee mug, some powerful pesticides, and the pieces of a torn-up bill from Jack of all trades landscaping. I also took note of a second-place garden competition ribbon and a pair of garden shears with the initials EW etched in the handle. Isn't EW the sister of Arthur in the cartoon? I have a hunch that the shears belonged to Matthew's next-door neighbor, Emily Wiseborough. Perhaps she saw or heard something. Let's go to her house.
Emily is probably
Oh,
inside.
DW.
Maybe we should have a look around before we knock.
Jessica's so funny. She's like, well, but just before, we knock proper, let's just kind of, snoop-a-doop around. Oh my gosh, ours too. That is so funny. Poor sweet baby animals. They don't know what time it is. Okay, feed the cat. What will a cat want to eat? Looks like Emily's the cat person. More footprints. These look just like the prints we found next door. They're too big to be Emily's. Honestly, I haven't even adjusted to daylight savings either. It just always throws me off. No matter how, if I try to prepare for it or what, it's gonna throw me off. Spider? Ladybug? I should find something to pour the milk in. Like this little bowl? Jack Delgado? It's a card from Jack Delgado, a local landscaper. And then we're looking for a baseball.
Fluffy, Mittens, come and get your milk.
Oh,
Good morning, Mrs. Wiseborough.
Oh, good morning, Sheriff. Jessica, what are you doing here?
Emily, something terrible happened next
her voice
door.
sounds so much younger than
Matthew
what she actually
O'Neill
looks.
was murdered.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, we found these garden shears at the scene with your initials on them. Are they yours?
Well, yes, but I had no idea how they got there. What are you implying? No matter what some people might say, I had nothing to do with anything.
Of course. But I was wondering if you saw or heard anything unusual next door this morning?
Well, there was an argument. A bad one by the sounds of it.
You didn't happen to recognize who was doing the arguing.
Matt, for one. The other sounded like Jack Delgado. You should have heard the insults they were trading.
Oh, Emily's got the tea.
Well, that is helpful, thank you. Now, on a happier note, I saw you earned an honorable mention ribbon for your roses, Emily. Congratulations.
Thank you. Our garden club president, Thomas Pickering, came by earlier to give it to me.
Not Pickering. That's a
What
pun.
time was he here?
Oh, I can't remember exactly. Somewhere around 11 or 11:30.
Thanks, Mrs. Wiseborough. You've been very helpful.
Sounds like we should track down Jack Delgado so we can ask him about this argument Emily overheard.
Oop, just found out we don't have an evening service tomorrow night, which means I might actually get something off from playing. Oh, that would be amazing, Tori. You deserve one off. She did look a little sus at first, but I don't know. I think she's just a bystander. I think we're about to meet some more sus people. I don't know. All right, chapter 2. Before speaking with Emily, Mort and I look around her patio, and we notice some cat toys, an honorable mention ribbon, an identical footprint to that which we saw in Matthew's garden, a business card for Jack of all trades, as well as 3 bags of mulch. Emily then reported that she had overheard Matthew arguing with Jack Delgado of Jack of all trades earlier this morning. About what? She also said that Thomas Pickering, the garden club president, had arrived between 11 and 11:30 to present her with the ribbon of her roses.
Hello, Jack.
Hi, Mrs. Fletcher. Sheriff, what can I do for you?
You can tell us what you were doing at Matthew O'Neill's house this morning.
Why?
Oh, he's a
dead,
little
Jack.
defensive.
Probably murdered.
And his neighbor says she overheard you and Matthew having an argument.
Emily Wiseborough? That figures. She's never been one to mind her own business. But yeah, I was there. Matthew wanted me to do
Okay,
some
he didn't
last-minute
react to the fact that he
landscaping
was
before
dead.
the garden contest got rolling.
And?
And Matthew didn't like the stones I used to edge his hydrangea beds. And he's the one who picked them out. He said he wasn't going to pay for the work I'd done.
Interesting.
Emily said the argument became rather personal.
Yeah, I guess it did. Matthew had a way of getting under people's skin. Look, I admit I yelled at the guy, but I didn't kill him.
Did he have any enemies?
Well, Emily, for one. Her cats were always coming over and using his gardens as a litter box. Matthew hated that.
Uh-huh. Anyone else?
Just Avery Donaldson, Matthew's arch rival. Those two go head-to-head for first place in the garden competition. And every year for the past 5 years, Avery wins.
Oh.
If Avery always beat Matthew, that doesn't give him much of a motive to kill him. Losers have been known to kill winners, but seldom the other way around.
This was all very... Well, hello there, Caitlin. Happy Saturday. We are having a mid-afternoon Saturday murder. I'm waiting for someone with glasses. As you know, I do. Gotta stay true to my method. I know we haven't met anyone yet with glasses. But you have been right 2 for 2. So there's that. Okay, let's find these items. That's an extinguisher. Okay, an ace, axe, sunglasses, lots of mulch. We can find lots of mulch. Yes. And we're already starting off very interesting because, like, okay, he didn't really react to the fact that he was murdered, which I thought was a little suspicious because remember last time when that one character didn't react very, like, just kind of like nonchalant, like, oh, really? They ended up being the one that did it. However, I kind of feel like that's not the case with him. I feel like he just genuinely does not like this guy, and he was like, okay. I don't know. Could be wrong. Mousetrap. Cost estimate? Where would that be at? Sunglasses, duct tape, shoe prints. Yeah. Oh, fix the fan? That was cool. It seems that Jack's been working on Avery Donaldson's garden as well. Interesting. Okay. So Jack was working on both rivalries' gardens. I don't know. That makes me a little bit extra suspicious of Jack. Let's compare Jack's shoe prints with the ones we saw at Matthew's garden and next door at Emily's house. Ooh. Locate the left pattern in each of the 3 columns of shoe print samples. Okay. Ah, thank you so much for the consecutive streams, Caitlin. I feel very honored. So there's that one. I feel like I have to like tilt my head a little bit. There. And there. Okay. Oh, somebody stop me. Looking for a triangle. Now, where is this one at? Boom. Bow tie. Bow tie? Bow tie. Where is this one at? Oh. No? It's supposed to have some kind of like odd shape that goes down and then like a bow tie looking shape. This type of minigame makes my brain spin. Spin and then shut down. Well, we were doing so good at the beginning. And now I have hit a wall. And I'm like, where's the shape at? Because I don't see it. Like at all. Yeah, this one? Because we found it on this column. It's supposed to look like this. Is it this? No. No, it's not that. Oh, is it this? Oh, my brain. I think I see it bottom right photo. Bottom right photo. This? No. This. Oh my gosh. Okay, one more. It's a squiggly line. Like this one? This one? This one? This one? This one? Whew. Brain strain. Jack's shoe prints are a match for the ones at Matthew's and Emily's place. Apparently he worked at both places this morning.
I'm interested in hearing what Avery has to say about all this.
I am too.
Let's go find out.
Alright, let's read our notes. When Mort and I caught up with Jack Delgado, he informed us that Matthew and he had argued because Matthew didn't like the stones Jack used to edge his hydrangea? Is that how you say that? Beds, and refused to pay for the work. Jack denied killing Matthew and he listed two people as Matthew's enemies. Emily, parentheses, messy cats. And Avery Donaldson wins competition every year. That is the only way that Emily is defined. Messy cats. Jack's muddy footprints match the footprints we found in both Matthew's gardens and on Emily's patio. We found an estimate for Avery Donaldson along with several bags of mulch. Maybe Avery can shed some light on the situation.
Hello, Jessica. Sheriff Metzger. I presume you're here because of Matthew O'Neill's death.
Well...
Word travels fast.
Well, let me save you some trouble. It's true that Matthew and I were rivals in everything from Halloween decorations to Christmas lights, but it was always a friendly rivalry. I wished him no ill.
A friendly rivalry, in spite of Matthew's temper?
Well, he was always pretty easy to get riled up.
Don't take this the wrong way, Mr. Donaldson, but where were you around 11:30 this morning?
That's easy. I was at Maine Coast Garden Supply, buying some mulch.
Your garden is lovely, Avery. I've never seen anyone have so much success at growing tropical plants as far north as New England.
The secret is my greenhouse. It allows the more tender plants to get a head start.
You mind if we take a look around?
Be my guest.
It almost feels like he's the red herring. Like he's like he is drawn and acted to be so like precarious. Wait, is that the right word? Not precarious. Or it feels that way. And I also found it a little suspicious. I found it a little suspicious that he was so sure about his alibi. He was like, oh, that's easy. I was at, like, he knew that he needed to be at a public place, right? For his alibi. I don't know. I'm having thoughts. I have thoughts. Okay. Light bulb. A bird. A gong. Bags of mulch times 5. These must be the mulch bags he bought this morning. Scissors. Hello, E. Mullins. Welcome to the murder. His first place award is certainly well deserved. Handbell, sunglasses. Shovel. Fix the fountain. Looks like the spigots are stuck. Oh. Yeah, exactly. I love how Mr. Gamesmith is so suspicious. You know your alibi? Suspect. Everyone's on my suspect list. All y'all. You know your alibi. Suspect. Okay. Nancy's alibi in ashes. Maybe his is in potting soil. Maybe so. Wow. I'm on yours. I've done no crime but be nice to you. Despite your bullying while Santa's on the way to town. So explain that one to the court. Ahem. What's that? Oh, that fixes that. Ooh, it's a receipt. Maine Coast Garden Supply. The timestamp on his credit card receipt confirms Avery's alibi. Well, does it though? What if he paid someone to go buy it for him? What if he killed the guy the day before and broke his watch to be the same time for the next day so he knew he would have an alibi? I'm just saying.
Time to call it a day.
Tomorrow morning, I'd like to stop by the Garden Club office. Maybe Thomas Pickering can shed some light on things.
All right, let's read our notes. Avery stated that though he and Matthew were rivals, he bore Matthew no ill will. He claimed to have an alibi. At the time that Matthew's watch stopped at 11:30 a.m., he was buying mulch at Maine Coast Garden Supply. We located a credit card receipt from the garden store that seemed to confirm what he had said. See, why is she also not sure? I'm telling you, something's a little off right now. I'm just saying. We also observed several bags of mulch at Avery's first place garden road. Oh, also for my mystery lovers out there, I'm in the middle of a mystery novel and it's so good. The kind of book that makes me forget I'm reading. It's called The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. Ooh, Haven't finished it yet, but halfway through. But it's a good one so far. That sounds really interesting, especially the 7.5 deaths part. I'm intrigued.
Hello, Thomas. Are we interrupting you?
Not at all, Jessica. Sheriff, come on in.
Mr. Pickering, I was hoping you might remember what time you visited Mr. O'Neill to judge his garden.
I don't know. He looks a little suspicious too.
Based on the time displayed on Matthew's
Everyone's
broken watch,
suspicious.
it's possible that you were the last person to see him alive.
He has
I
glasses.
think it was around 11 or so yesterday morning. I can't quite remember the exact time, but I can assure you that Matthew was very much alive when I left.
Did you know about the rivalry between Mr. O'Neill and Avery Donaldson?
Well, of course, everyone in the garden club knew about that. But I don't think Matthew ever got upset over it.
What did he get upset over?
I think Matthew was more irritated with Emily Wiseborough, because she let her cats run rampant across his garden. That and the fact that the woman has a streak of paranoia a mile wide. She accused Matthew of spreading lies about her on more than one occasion.
What sort of lies?
Once she complained that Matthew told the other garden club members that she liked to garden in her bathrobe. Another time, she accused him of starting a rumor about her stealing plant cuttings. Things like that.
Neighborhood drama. I feel like they post about each other in the Facebook neighborhood group. You will not believe this, but Emily Wiseborough is gardening in her bathrobe again. Everybody in the neighborhood. The scandal. Framed art? Framed art. Replace the art. Oh, what's this? Hanging Gardens exclusive Emily Wiseborough's Extraordinary Roses. This is Emily on the cover. I had no idea she's so well known for her roses. Oh, the dead body had a rose on it. Why do you think we would put up with her peculiar behavior? Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. It could mean that someone stole a rose from her garden. The premise is that the main character relives the same day where a woman gets murdered, and each day he wakes up in a new person's body, and he has 8 days to figure out who the murderer is. I didn't mean to dramatically gasp twice while reading that. It's just, I was genuinely surprised every time I got to a spot. That sounds really interesting. Ooh. Compact disc? Magnifying glass? And a hat. Is it 7.5 deaths because someone was scared half to death? You know, I actually thought that. I really did. You'd be proud of me.
So according to Thomas, Avery and Matthew were never bitter enemies. But I still think we should follow up on Avery's alibi.
Yeah, who knows? He could have altered that credit card receipt any number of ways to make it look like he was at the garden center at the time the murder took place.
That's what I said. That's literally what I said. Okay. Chapter 5. Thomas Pickering estimated that he awarded Matthew's second place prize at around 11 a.m. yesterday and assured us that Matthew was very much alive when he left. Also a weird thing to promise someone. He didn't seem to think anything of the rivalry between Avery and Matthew and said that Matthew's conflicts with his paranoid neighbor Emily were a greater source of irritation. While at his office, I saw that Emily's prize-winning roses were featured on the cover of a magazine. Ooh, a garden
Good morning,
store.
Carol. How are you?
Better now. Finding Matthew dead like that yesterday was quite a shock.
Of course. Sheriff Metzger and I spoke with Avery Donaldson yesterday. He said that at the time Matthew was killed, he was here shopping. You wouldn't happen to have the original copy of his credit card receipt, would you?
I think so. It's somewhere around here. You're welcome to look for it. This place gets to be such a mess, and I never seem to have the time to organize it.
Gosh, I love going to any kind of garden store. They're just so cozy. We have one back home, and it's just, it's the best place ever. We like to go there a lot during spring and of course fall, because they always bring out the seasonal plants that are just so beautiful. Okay. I'm a big plant person. I have so many in my house. Ooh. Are you really good at taking care of plants? I feel like I'm not. I feel like I should join one of those like Facebook plant groups so that way somebody can like help me if my plant goes bad. Oh, I don't have that. I don't have Maxor Discovery. You feel like you're medium? Yeah, I feel like I just need more tips on basic plant care, but I just love plants so much too. They're so great. Okay, okay, glove ×2, ticket, brush, scale. That's a brush. Mulch, paintbrush. This should help in gathering up the soil, but I need something to hold it. Broken glass, ticket. Oh, I saw a ticket, yeah. Oh, bummer if you did. I was going to recommend this show called Growing Flora to you. I think you'd love it. Ooh. It's about a family who has a flower farm. Ah, that sounds amazing. Yes, The Educator. That sounds like my vice too. I feel like I just overwater. Because I have a friend that's like huge on plants, and so we'll ask her sometimes, and she's really good. She has a whole greenhouse, and she'll like say like, oh, you see how your leaves are kind of like this? That indicates this, and you need to do this. Like she always knows. I'm like, oh my gosh, teach me your knowledge. Plant superpowers. A flower farm also sounds amazing. There's a place in California that's just fields of flowers, and I would love to go to that. Oh, there's the dustpan. And the receipt. Here's Avery's sales receipt. One of my employees handled the sale, but she's not working today. I see. Special order. Do you have the invoice that goes with this receipt? I probably do somewhere. I'll look for it, but it may take a while. We aren't computerized here, at least not yet, and this is my busiest time of the year. We're still looking for 1 bag of mulch. Oh, that's a scale. A wrench and broken glasses. I thought it was broken glass. A wrench and mulch. A wrench and mulch. Looks like it's on Amazon and Apple too, but would have to buy. Anyway, there are 2 seasons. I haven't finished the second one, but I love it. It's such a beautiful, cozy, artistic show. Someone who attends my church has actually purchased seeds from their farm, I think. Really? That sounds amazing. Oh, it would be so cool to go to a flower farm. I was trying to look up what the name was again. Growing Floret. You know I gotta write it down. Growing Floret. I guess we'll just have to use a hint. Oh, there's the wrench. Okay, so where's the mulch? Oh, that's so cool. The hint is just like being printed again on the typewriter. Because I've clicked on all these bags. Just have to use another hint. Oh, like the word. Oh, I thought it was talking about a bag of it. Okay. The shelf is empty. Looks like there's been a run on garden mulch in Cabot Cove lately.
Has Seth made any progress in determining how Matthew died?
I'll ask him in a minute. He and I are going to have another look around Matthew's garden to see if we can find anything that might help.
Okay. At Carol's shop, I was able to examine the merchant's copy of Avery's credit card receipt, which confirmed his alibi, but left me wondering what his special order was. Carol said she tried to locate the itemized invoice for us. She'd been very busy and had run clean out of mulch. I also noticed some bottles of pesticide, some garden shears, and some gardening gloves. You noticed gardening supplies at the gardening store?
The time of Matthew's death does match the time on his broken watch, 11:30 yesterday morning, and I've determined that he was poisoned.
That makes sense. The blue tinge on his lips and fingernails indicated it.
Cyanosis.
What I don't know is what kind of poison killed him. Could have been a lot of things.
Well, I'm hoping that we'll find some new clues to narrow the list of possibilities.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, right? Poisoned by pesticides. But I guess that takes the theory out that maybe someone murdered him a different day and then, like, worked on their alibi. So he really was murdered at 11:30. So there goes that theory, but that's okay. Okay, we are looking for bug spray. Oh, no. Coffee mug, spoon, pear, scoop, dragonfly handle, pine cone. Trim dead vines. What's that? The fuse box, which is missing. It must be around here somewhere. Oh, what's that? Correctly rearrange the letter tiles, then correctly rearrange the image tiles to open the box. Whoa. That's daffodil, isn't it? Daffodil? Oh no, do you guys know what things look like? Because I don't. Oh, that's true, Z Educator. That's when he died, but the poison could have been placed there earlier, giving the murder time to create an alibi. That's true. That's true. Okay, good. I'm so glad people know what flowers look like, because, like, sunflower, like, I know that. Sunflower. Sunflower. Hello, Nancy Hannah. I hope you're having a lovely Saturday. Do the ones I know first? Okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The puzzle pieces are mixed between multiple ones. Oh, wow. Oh, maybe this is like multiple sunflowers. Maybe so. Like that. Oh, okay. Sunflower. Are daffodils the other yellow ones? I know. I saw this. That's exactly what I thought of. Francis Humber. That's funny. I have a florist in the chat. That's so funny. What? Tell me. Like, what are... Okay, but what are these two flowers? Because I don't know. I'm going to make up my own flower name. Hadurko. Hadroko. Durko? Dryhiko? Orchid. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I really don't know. Wait, orchids are like the soft white pink flower, I think? I think. Oh, good. Okay, so the other yellow is daffodil. That looks so close. Oh! Oh, they go green if they're right. Okay, so that means this one... Wait. We just need to swap around. Okay. You have no clue what the purple one is? Remember how I started a mini marathon of golden orchids? I just realized I thought I'd finished Shaw, so I'm about halfway through Curry now. Really? Oh, a carnation. Makes so much sense. I thought carnations were red. Or is there like a... I guess maybe they can be different colors, of course. Because duh, they're flowers. Maybe it goes over here. But then how does this one go? This is confusing. Oh, nope. I did it wrong. It goes like this. Carnation. Carnation. Okay, now this one's really hard because all the petals are so small. It's hard to tell what goes where. Holy moly. Oh my gosh, somebody help. This looks so hard. Oh. It actually came together quite nicely. I think these... Oh, that looks kind of good. What the what? Oh my gosh. Beans. Oh, those are seeds. Right? No, those are beans. These are like castor beans. They're the source of a deadly poison, right? I have to tell you all about my poisonous beans. Okay, real quick. The other night, I was gonna make some beans for us, and they were not like beans from a can. They were like beans from a bag. Like you have to cook them. You have to cook beans for like an hour and a half, like right. So I didn't know this, and I cooked the beans for like 20 minutes because I didn't know what I was doing. And then I was like putting them, like was mixing them in rice. I was making kind of like a red beans and rice type of meal. And then they were like super hard, and I was like testing them. I was like, nope, these are definitely undone. And I'm like crunching on the bean. And then I'm like Googling, and it's like, never eat uncooked beans because they have like this coating that if you don't cook them all the way, it's super, super, super poisonous that you're digesting. And I was like, I've just poisoned myself. And I was super dramatic. I thought I was going to die, but it's fine. Yes, and you have to soak them for... I didn't know. I literally didn't know what I was doing. But it's fine. We're good. I'm still alive. I researched ricin for use as a murder weapon in one of my books. You might want to check for that, Seth. Where would Matthew O'Neill get castor beans? They don't grow in these parts. Good question. Maybe Matthew drank some pesticide by accident or was forced to drink it. I can check the contents of his stomach for it. In the meantime, maybe Mort should have the forensics team check the coffee mug. Drama, drama. I've never been more scared. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, and accurate. I really thought I was going to die. The body was found here at his garden, Hannah.
Judging by what Thomas Pickering said earlier, Emily didn't tell us the whole story about how she and Matthew got along. Mort and I should probably speak with her further.
I don't know, Sea Educator. You may be right. Maybe it really was her. Okay, I met Seth at Matthew's garden, and he informed me that the cause of death was poisoning. We supposed Matthew could have been poisoned with the pesticide he used in his garden, or with ricin, since we found some castor beans. Seth confirmed that the time of death was 11:30 yesterday and plans to run some tests to identify the exact poison that killed Matthew. While I wait for the results, I think I'll go speak with Emily Wiseborough again to see if Jack and Thomas were telling the truth about the intensity of her conflicts with Matthew.
Sheriff, take a look at these photos I just found.
Looks like Emily made a hobby out of watching the comings and goings of her neighbors.
It appears that her cats have gotten into her collection. There are photos all over.
Oh, is this one of those
I
lightning
should
rounds?
see how many others she's got around here.
Sleeves up, everyone. Sleeves up. Yes, I love lightning rounds. Okay. All right, timer. Are you guys ready? Can we find all 25 photos in one go? In 3, 2, I'm like nervous. I'm about to sweat. Okay. 1, go. Oh, go. As many photos as possible. Click, photo. Oh, there's so many photos everywhere. Oh, no, we missed 3 photos somewhere. Okay, 3 photos. Lurking around. Where did we miss them at? Okay, I am salty. I did not see these. Top right? Where? All I see is a bird. Top right. Where? Oh, maybe not then? Oh. Yeah, they're not as visible as the other ones. They must be really well hidden. Oh, there's one. Oh, that was it. That was really all of it, right? I'm sure Emily would appreciate it if I put the photos back in her album where they belong. Oh, okay. All right, rearrange the photos so that each photo matches its label. Oh, interesting. This is a really cool mini game. So, keeps me up at night. House in poor repair. Shameful behavior. Noisy, badly behaved children. Guess at all hours, overgrown yard. This would be overgrown yard. Oh, okay, it lights up when it's... Oh, so that's why this one's lit up. This one's right and this one's right. Okay. Guess at all hours. Is it this one? Okay. House in poor repair. This one? Noisy. Wait. Oh my gosh, this is like that jewel one. Remember that jewel one from that one mystery that we played, and it was really confusing how we would swap it around and the lighting wouldn't work? Okay, let's go through this. House in poor repair. This looks like it's in poor repair. This looks broken. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my gosh, you're so right. You're so good. Oh my gosh. Oh, one more. Look at this, Sheriff. I wonder what Avery was doing in Matthew's garden. Ooh, evidence.
What are you doing with those?
Oh.
Just having a look around, Mrs. Wiseborough. You got quite a talent for photography.
Did you keep tabs on who came and went next door?
She was spying on everyone.
Maybe I did.
Has
it
blackmail.
seemed a prudent thing to do. Matthew was always telling lies, always plotting against me.
What was Avery Donaldson doing in Matthew's garden while Matthew was out?
I don't know what he was up to, that Avery. He's probably told you things about me, too. Don't believe them.
Okay, ma'am.
We were curious, Emily, as to why you showed so little emotion at the news that your next-door neighbor had just been murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you must know, Matthew and I didn't get along particularly well. In fact, we weren't even speaking to each other.
Thomas Pickering said Matthew was upset because your cats were trespassing in his garden.
What? Ha! I'm the one who
What?
deserves to be upset. Maybe my cats did roam next door, but Matthew didn't have to introduce a horde of earwigs into my rose garden to get even. What exactly are you accusing me of? This conversation is over.
She's a real piece of work. Thomas was right about her paranoia.
Paranoia or no, she did see Avery next door, and we need to find out what he was doing there.
That's what I said, Hannah. I said she was a little too obvious, too. Over at Emily's, I found a picture of Avery Donaldson trespassing on Matthew's property just a few days before Matthew was killed. Apparently, Emily has been keeping tabs on all of her neighbors and believes that Matthew had been spreading lies about her. She also claimed that Matthew had introduced earwigs into her garden in retaliation for her cats roaming through his garden. Could this have made her mad enough to kill him? I'd like to follow up with Avery to find out what he was doing in Matthew's garden. Yes, me too.
Avery, Emily Weisborough took a picture of you in Matthew O'Neill's garden mere days before he was murdered. What were you doing there?
Nothing. I mean, I was there, but I was just trying to find out why Matthew was sneaking around my garden.
Matthew was over here without your knowledge?
I'm almost certain he was stealing seeds from my tropicals. I found footprints all over the floor of my greenhouse. It was probably a futile effort to copy my success and beat me in the garden competition next year.
I see. Speaking of footprints, was Jack Delgado here yesterday morning?
As a matter of fact, he was. Now there is someone who could have killed Matthew.
What makes you say that?
Well, apparently Matthew refused to pay his bill, and Jack was pretty upset over it.
Yes, we've heard about that.
Okay. Okay. I'm always curious about what people mean by too little emotion. I guess like maybe like they're just so nonchalant about the fact that somebody that they know was murdered. Like they just like don't even really react, I guess. Okay, yeah, if someone purposely infested my plants with bugs, I'd be so mad. Like plants are so expensive. So true though. They really are. Okay, paintbrush, stepladder, calculator, paper bag, scissors, stopwatch, axe. Those paper lanterns? Hang the red lanterns? Where do we hang them at? Oh. Is there one more hook I'm missing? I don't know. No, sorry, I meant in the sense of as someone who tends to mask mine, or maybe not react overly emotional to things. I don't like the idea of someone making assumptions about me based on how much emotion I showed. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. But I still feel like even, like, let's say someone you know, like someone tells you that they were murdered, even if you didn't like, not that you had to be like overly emotional in the sense you had to be like, oh my gosh, you know, like kind of like that. But I think even just the shock would show on your face. I think it's the people that, like, for example, the Jack Delgado, he didn't even like say anything. He just like carried on the conversation as if he wasn't just told that somebody was murdered. You know what I mean? But I get what you're saying too. Sunglasses, wire cutters, axe, lantern can, leather gloves. We just need one more hook, but I can't tell where that is. That's true. Like, I know that if it was someone that I was close to, I know, like, very, very close to, I know that I probably wouldn't cry at first because I know that I would respond with so much shock that it would take me a while before I was able to process my emotions. Yeah. Those are both not, those are not wire cutters. Oh, where's the wire cutters at? Oh, there it is. Right there. Ah, there's the leather gloves. Hey, if you see Jack, you can take these gloves back to him. These belong to Jack? Well, they don't belong to me. I never work with thorny plants. Jack must have left them behind after he was here yesterday morning. I'm sure he's looking for them. These are practically new. Usually about an hour and a half to 2 hours, Hannah. And we're about an hour and 15, I think, in, or an hour in. So we're not too, I would say we're a little over halfway there. They're not complex at all, though. They're really relaxed games. And then we just need the wire cutters. Yeah. They're really fun to play. Like, they're super relaxing. And they have a timed one, which I usually am more for. I like the relaxed ones because they don't, like, you'll have like a timer up here at the top right. Like, you have to find all the objects in a certain amount of time. That would stress me out. And then it resets if you don't find it all. But, yeah. I like the relaxed ones. Wire cutters, where are you? I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking this is going to be another hint. That's what it's looking like. What? I thought those were scissors.
Emily may be a snoop, but we've found Jack's footprints in every garden we visited. Maybe he can shed some more light on the situation. Taking his gloves back to him is as good an excuse as any to speak with him again.
Okay, let's read our chapter. Chapter 9. Avery insists that he trespassed in Matthew's garden only because he was trying to find out why Matthew had been sneaking around his garden. He is sure Matthew was stealing seeds from him. Furthermore, he alleges that Jack probably killed Matthew because Matthew refused to pay his bill. Overreaction? Avery asked me to return Jack's gardening gloves for him, which gives me a good excuse to talk with Jack again.
Jack doesn't appear to be around, but I think I'll wait.
Yes, it's lightning round again, my friends. I love lightning rounds. Okay, here we go. 30 screwdrivers in 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Come on, keep it going. Keep it going. No stops. No stops. No stops. Ah, no stops. Man, there's 3 more. Okay. Shh, don't tell anyone. Shh. I don't know what you're talking about. There's 1 more screwdriver somewhere. Here, screwdriver, screwdriver, screwdriver. Is it that? Oh, no, no. Wow. Oh, there it is. Ah, it's on the lawnmower. Ooh. Whoa, you went buy $1,000 and 1 year's worth of gardening supplies? Okay, I might not be a good gardener, but I would want to sign up for that. That's amazing.
Something I can help you with?
Hello, Jack. Is this your flyer for this year's garden contest?
Yep.
He just
It says
acts
here,
so
sponsored by
nonchalant.
Humboldt Chemical.
Yeah, they put up $5,000 cash and $5,000 worth of free Humboldt Chemical garden products for the winner.
My goodness, that's quite a generous prize.
Not only that, the winner gets to compete in a New England-wide competition where the prizes are even bigger.
I suppose that would explain why Matthew and Avery were spying on each other, despite their rivalry just being a friendly one.
Oh, it wasn't so friendly, Jessica. Not with all that prize money and free gardening products at stake. Once Matthew even asked me to tell him some of Avery's secrets, but I didn't want to get in the middle of it.
Oh, before I forget, Avery asked me to return your leather gloves to you.
Those aren't my gloves.
They aren't. Avery said you left them at his garden yesterday morning.
No, those gloves look pretty new. If they came from Maine Coast Garden Center, maybe Carol remembers who she sold them to.
Oh, interesting.
Good thinking. I'll go ask her.
And this gives us an opportunity to see if Carol has found her receipts yet. Jack had a flyer for the garden competition that detailed the first place prizes put up by Humboldt Chemicals. Quite impressive. He told me that Matthew had once asked him to spy on Avery for him, but he had refused. He also denied the gardening gloves were his and suggested I check with Carol to find out whom they may belong to. What if it was Carol? Out of all people, the person that found the body.
Miss Sullivan, do you sell this brand of leather work gloves here?
Yes, I do. Why?
We were wondering if you might remember who bought this particular pair recently.
I don't know, but I can probably find the invoice. I'm still looking for Avery's invoice, too. It's been so crazy here, and I'm short-handed. If I come across either one, I'll let you know, Sheriff.
Thanks. Are you okay, Carol?
Not really. Things have been so crazy. I have customers coming in for the latest seed shipment, but the packets have gotten lost.
Minigame.
Well, why don't you take a moment to look for that invoice while Mort and I get this sorted out?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought it was a minigame. It's another lightning round. Okay, for real this time. We're gonna do it for real this time. All right, 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. Don't count that one click off. That one was really close. All right, let's help Carol out by putting the seed packets back where they belong. All right, rearrange the seed packet so that the attributes on the yellow labels are contained in the seed packet above. What? Oh, okay. Blooms in spring. Spring. None of those are spring. This is an annual. Yeah. Non-flowering. This one. Brings in butterflies. Blooms spring to fall annual. So this one blooms spring. This one also blooms spring, so it could be either or. Non-flowering. Oh, this one's also non-flowering. Blooms in summer. An evergreen? That's an evergreen. A perennial. And then one that's drought resistance. That would be this one. But we need to have another non-flowering one. This is this is a perennial. Oh, that one's also drought resistant. Oh. It says this is non-flowering. There we go.
Oh, Jessica, bless you. You have no idea how much you helped me out here today. I have bad news, though. I still haven't found that invoice.
Oh my gosh.
I'll keep looking, though. I promise.
Carol, it's been 3 days.
That's fine, Carol. I noticed that you're still waiting on that mulch order.
Yes, I'm afraid so. Add it to my list of worries. I've got customers clamoring for it left and right.
Why is that?
There you are. The final toxicology results from Matthew's autopsy have come in. The poison was definitely ricin.
So it was the beans.
Sure?
Absolutely. It must have been introduced through the small punctures I found in his hand, since there was no trace of any poison in his
Because it's
stomach
in the
and
mulch.
no other visible wounds.
The rose in Matthew's hand. Maybe the punctures were inflicted by the thorns on the rose he was holding when we found him.
They certainly could have been.
Kind of makes the ownership of those reinforced leather gardening gloves Avery found all the more important. I wonder if it's possible to trace a flower back to the person who grew it.
Good thinking.
It is, if the flower is fairly rare. And the person to ask about this flower would be Thomas Pickering.
Man, I feel like we just made a breakthrough. Carol can't remember whom she sold the leather gloves to, and she hasn't found Avery's invoice yet. She's been much too busy. She's still waiting for her mulch delivery. Seth caught up with me and delivered the news that Matthew was killed by ricin, probably introduced her to small puncture wounds in his hand. The rose? ? I'm gonna pay Thomas another visit to see if he can figure out whose rose was in Matthew's hand when he was killed.
Any chance you could tell us what kind of rose this is, Mr. Pickering?
It's a Verona rose. Very rare.
How many people in Cabot Cove grow Verona roses?
As far as I know, just one, Emily Wiseborough. She's actually gained some notoriety among rose enthusiasts because of her Veronas.
Is that why she earns at least an honorable mention in the garden competition every year?
It's fair to say so, and she really does an excellent job with them.
Would you mind if we poke around a little while we're here?
Not at all.
But it still doesn't mean that it's her, though. Someone could have stolen a rose from her garden. I knew where you were going when I saw it. I knew. Okay, magnifying glass, hourglass, pencil holder. I've seen that logo before on some of Avery Donaldson's gardening supplies. Yes, they sponsor the prizes for the garden competition each year. That pencil holder is part of the promotional packet they sent me. Very interesting. If Avery wins the competition again this year, I will see to it that you are replaced as judge and club president. Thomas, I think you may have understated how serious the rivalry between Avery and Matthew actually was. In this note, he's even threatening you. Matthew's temper was always getting the better of him. Threats from him were never to be taken seriously. Wait, what? Working on homework for my doctor class right now, and I always find it a little weird when professors assign their own articles as reading. Yes, I can see that. Like, they want you to read their work because they want to know what y'all think. Binder clip? That would make me feel a little bit odd too, because like, what if you like didn't like the work? Like, what if you had like things to say about it, and then you have to say them, and it's your teacher who wrote it? So we just need a butterfly. Is that a butterfly? No. Scissors and a butterfly. Well, scissors. No, look at how ethical my research was and write about it in a discussion board. No, no, no. That might make me afraid I've become predictable, but I think what it actually means is you think a lot more like butterfly, butterfly. Where are you, butterfly? Man, the objects are really well hidden this chapter, this storyline. Oh, it's right there. Whew.
So Emily's the only one who grows Verona roses in Cabot Cove.
Don't jump to any conclusions, Sheriff.
If she grew the murder weapon in her garden, she has a lot of explaining to do, starting now.
Okay. Thomas identified the rose as a Verona rose and noted that Emily Wiseborough is the only person in the area who grows them. While in his office, I happened across a letter from Matthew to Thomas in which Matthew threatened to have Thomas removed as president of the garden club if Avery won the competition again. Honestly, I never appreciated how seriously people took this competition. So proper.
Emily, do you mind if we take a look at your rose bushes?
Go ahead. They are award-winning, you know.
I would love game wrecks. I love a good game wreck. Okay. We are looking for 2 teacups. Okay, baseball. Oh no, I thought I saw a baseball. Brush. Spiderweb. A cookie? It looks like Emily is conducting an experiment with different colored roses. I wonder if I can find a peach-colored rose matching the one we found in Matthew's hand. Ah, a good... Oh! I was going to say it's a good old matching game, and now they swap around. That's hard. I think this one and this one match? I can't remember where I've seen things. Oh, this is so hard. Yellow. Okay. Blue. Was this the blue one? No. That's the pink one. What's this one? The blue one. Oh my gosh. This is the pink one. The white one. Oops, my bad. It's called Nari, Tower of Shirin. I'm hyped because it has a sequel that's coming out soon. Let me write it down. Nari, Tower of Shirin. Oh, okay. I can't wait to check it out. Is it on Steam? All right, now we need a bottle cap right there. Wind chimes. Ooh, I love wind chimes. A sparrow. Clean up the tea area. Humboldt Chemicals to sponsor local gardening competition thanks to local botanical maven. Interesting. It looks like Thomas may have once worked for Humboldt Chemicals. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you right now, if it's the guy with the glasses again, that means we've had like every murderer is someone wearing glasses. Now we need light bulb, wristwatch, cookie, fork. There's the fork. Cookie? That was the wristwatch. But wait, I thought this was a cookie. That's a light bulb. Oh, little animal cracker cookie. I love those.
Mrs. Wiseborough, we know that the rose that was used to kill Matthew O'Neill came from your garden. The one we found in his hand exactly matches the ones you grow.
I didn't kill Matthew.
The evidence points to you, I'm afraid. You had means, motive, and opportunity.
I can prove I didn't kill him. I was on the phone with my sister in California at the time that Matthew was killed.
The telephone records will bear this out, Sheriff. Besides, anyone could have come into her yard, and where would she have obtained the ricin?
Exactly.
You got a point there. Emily, did you ever have any reason to suspect that the garden competition was being rigged in Avery's favor?
No.
I always suspected that Thomas and Avery had some sort of special arrangement that kept Avery in first place every year.
What made you think this?
Well, that newspaper article you found, for one thing. After Thomas retired from Humboldt Chemicals, he used his connections with the company to increase the competition's prize and prestige in New England.
He neglected to tell us he used to work for Humboldt Chemicals. Is that why he was made president of the garden club?
Yes, it's also why our friendly garden exhibition turned into the fiercely contested event it is today. Everyone's spreading tales about everyone else.
With so much at stake in the garden competition, it would be surprising if there wasn't cheating involved.
And it all started when Thomas became president of the club.
We need to talk to him and find out if Emily's claim that Thomas and Avery had the competition rigged is true.
I found a rose bush at Emily's place that matches the rose that Matthew was holding when he died. However, she says she was on the phone with her sister when Matthew was killed, and she doesn't have a source for the ricin. Emily seems to believe that the garden competition could have been rigged so that Avery wins every year. More paranoia? I also read an article about Thomas Pickering retiring from Humboldt Chemicals. Background in chemistry? Let's go talk to him.
Okay, Mr. Pickering, level with us. How did Avery Donaldson
With the
really win
fingers
first
in his
place
face
in
and
the garden
everything.
competition year after year?
His garden is consistently the best. That's all there is to it.
Thomas, what exactly did you do before you came to Cabot Cove?
I used to be a chemist.
Why didn't you tell us that before?
I didn't think it was relevant.
I'm afraid it is relevant, Thomas, since Matthew was murdered with ricin, a poison that was chemically extracted from castor beans.
And that's something you'd have the knowledge to accomplish.
My work at Humboldt Chemicals is what got me interested in how chemistry could improve gardening. But it isn't a reason to suspect me of murder. Besides, I don't have access to castor beans.
He has a point.
So then is it really Avery? It just was so unexpected and so funny. Okay, assorted books. That's so random. Ooh, this one's hard. Oh, we have a bunch left. Okay. 6, 5. All right, 2 more assorted books. One more assorted book. Strange. Some of these books were piled up on that lovely little box. It's almost as if someone were trying to hide it. Well, that means we're about to investigate. Select the tumblers to rotate the image to determine the correct combination to open the box. What? Just need to find like a 5 matching picture? These? Is it those? Oh, that's looking very promising. Oh, that's not in this one? That one's not either? Oh, yes it is. Oh. Oh. Ah, one off. I don't think those are it either. Let's try the blue tulips. Is that it? Oh, are we one off again? All right, let's try this one. Right? Or are you talking about the dark blue tulip? Ah! Oh! I'm out of here. Thomas, a check for $5,000. If you had no special arrangement with Avery, why did he write you this check? It's payment for work I did for him. And what exactly did you do? I performed some tests to determine the acidity of Avery's garden soil so I could recommend a good chemical fertilizer. That's worth $5,000? Why wouldn't Avery just ask Jack Delgado for advice? Well, Avery was afraid Jack might take it as a criticism of the work he'd been doing. Jack's... Did you guys hear that? Did you hear that? I don't know. I'm just so confused. I don't know what that was. Okay. Like, freaked me out. Oh, is it from the Halloween party? I'm dead. I think because someone just subbed me on YouTube, and so I got a Halloween alert. I didn't know that I picked that for an alert, by the way. Like, that was completely random. I didn't even know that that was a thing. I'm super confused. Well, Avery... Well, Avery was afraid Jack might take it as a criticism of the work he'd been doing. Jack's been known to get violently angry if anyone ever questioned the quality of his work. I thought it was the game. I was like, did the murderer show
Maybe
up?
we better speak with Jack again. It seems he might be the one with the real temper, not Matthew.
So it was Jack. Thomas used to be a chemist, but denies having access to the castor beans he would have needed to make ricin. He insisted that Avery's garden was the best every year and denies any wrongdoing. I found a check from Avery to Thomas for $5,000, which Thomas claimed was for checking the acidity of his oil. Overpayment? Question mark. He said Avery didn't ask Jack to do it because he was afraid Jack would get violent if Thomas questioned Jack's previous analysis of his soil. Yet another reference to Jack's apparent volatile temper. To Jack's...
Jack, did Thomas Pickering ever do any chemical work for Avery Donaldson that you know of?
Thomas doesn't do any work for anybody.
We know you were at both Matthew's and Emily's places the morning of the murder. You had the opportunity to grab one of Emily's roses to use as a murder weapon to kill Matthew over your unpaid bill. Or maybe because he criticized the work you'd done.
It's the fingers for me.
Come on, Sheriff. My skin's thicker than that. Besides, at the time Matthew was killed, I was dropping off 5 bags of mulch over at Avery's place.
I still sometimes wonder if it's him, but I'm also, like, kind of not convinced. I feel like he's the too obvious one, right? I think it's either Pickering Or Avery. I think it's one of those two. Did we find everything? Oh, were you going to get more Christmas paper Monday? I need to get some Christmas supplies. I'm going to do that soon. I think, yeah, we found everything, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay. A sticky note, battery, gasoline, fly swatter, fire extinguisher, padlock, nut, safety cone. Two gloves. While you were at Avery's, you could have left behind the leather gardening gloves you'd used to handle the poison rose, to make Avery look guilty. The gloves you found at Avery's aren't mine. They're too small for me. He's right, Sheriff. And the same question that applied to Emily applies to Jack. Where would he have gotten the ricin? Yeah, that's why I think it's gotta be like Avery or Pickering, because they were in cahoots together. And or something, and like he has a connection to the chemical plant or something. Walkie-talkie, wire cutter. A hammer, I saw a hammer, yeah. An arrow. I know. Yes, I know. He always comes in, he's like, yeah, but you would have been this because that makes you guilty. And Jessica always puts him in his place. Well, Sheriff, I don't know about that. She's so funny. Hunter, I just want you to know I have hot cocoa and a Lord. That's so cozy. I'm jealous. One year we went caroling with some friends and they brought their, what do they call it? Their famous crock pot hot chocolate, I think is what they called it. And it was the most delicious thing I've ever, It was so good. I need to ask them for that recipe. Power the lantern? Oh, a sticky note. Don't forget to buy more mulch. You get your mulch from Maine Coast Garden Supply? Yeah, the day before the garden competition, I bought out every bag Carol had in stock so I could spruce up some of the competitors' beds. Sheriff, if Jack is telling the truth, then Avery lied about buying mulch at 11:30. I said that at the very beginning, did I not? The morning of the murder, because Jack bought out Carol's entire supply the day before. I said that. That's why.
Let's hope Carol's had some luck finding Avery's invoice so we can find out what he really bought that morning.
Oh, do you make yours homemade too? Yeah, like I feel exactly the same. I feel like homemade is so good, so much better. Okay, chapter 15. Jack didn't believe Thomas did any work for Avery to earn the $5,000. Bribery, perhaps? Mort accused Jack of the murder, but Jack claims he was at Avery's house dropping off mulch when Matthew was killed. As for the gloves Avery gave me, Jack proved they were not his by showing us they were too small for him. If it doesn't fit, don't acquit. Jack said he bought out Carol's mulch supply the day before the murder, which means Avery apparently lied about his alibi.
Carol, have you been able to find those invoices?
I haven't even had a chance to look.
Okay, Carol.
You're welcome to see if you can find them, though.
Carol, we've given you like 5 days now to find this invoice. Sweet. Okay. Hammer, frog, ticket, paintbrush, hat, heart, brush, pulley, stopwatch, no smoking sign. No smoking sign. Curly, what have you been doing? It's funny. For real? What is Carol doing? Carol needs an assistant. Apparently this garden store is just bopping. Looks like the leather gloves Avery found were purchased by Thomas. They are in cahoots. It's 2 murderers, not 1. Oh yes, I'd forgotten all about that. Being shorthanded. Carol, come on now. Being shorthanded during the peak of the gardening season has turned me into such a scatterbrain. Heart? A frog? Hat, brush, pulley. That's a pulley. Hammer? Smash the birdhouse? According to this invoice, Avery paid for a special shipment of tropical plants. What I don't see is mulch. This confirms that Avery lied about what he bought here the morning that Matthew was murdered. He told you he bought mulch? Well, he definitely lied about that. I distinctly remember I was out of mulch the day of the competition. Do you happen to remember if the order Avery picked up included any castor oil plants? Now that you mention it, it did. He had taken an interest in them lately and had received several different varieties over the last few months. Frog paintbrush brush? Oh, so tiny. Where's the brush? Brush? Brush. I feel like it's right in front of my face. Okay, hold on. Let's scan. We'll scan really carefully. It's not that, is it? No. Or what it means, like a paintbrush? No, it would have said paintbrush. Paintbrush. Oh, right there. Oh, no? This must be so well hidden. Is it on the top shelf of the table on the left? Top shelf. The top shelf? Like this shelf over here is the educator? By the pots? Oh, by the pots? Oh, under the this thing? Oh! Oh my gosh. I thought that was a pot. You're so good.
Everything is starting to make sense, and I think I know who killed Matthew O'Neill. But there's one last thing I need to check out first.
JB? Okay. Carol is still completely overwhelmed at the garden center, but I was able to locate Avery's invoice myself and learn that Avery didn't purchase mulch at all. What he actually bought were castor plants from Florida. Apparently, he'd received several varieties over the past few months. I also found the invoice for the gardening gloves and discovered that Thomas Pickering had purchased them.
I just need to find the proof that my theory is correct. I'll just lend Avery a hand by taking down these leftover decorations for him and take a little look around the place while I'm at it.
Okay. Yes. Another lightning round. We're just missing the eye. There it is. Okay. Origamis. Are you ready? 1, 2, and go. Am I doing good? Are we doing great? Are we making it? Ooh, I'm so nervous. Ah, there was so... Oh. Oh, man. Okay. 3 more. 3. 3. Oh, there's one. A couple more. This one? Oh, we did it. Interesting. There's something peculiar on the wall. Oh, man. Okay, we can do it. Rearrange the tiles so that the tiles with touching sides have matching colors. Okay. Wait, what? I'm sorry, what? Wait, what? So, oh, okay. Oh, no, this needs to be blue. And then... like this? Huh. Oh, no. The green should go here? Yeah, I think this should be the green one. But then what would go up there? No, maybe that was right before I moved it. Wait, I forgot what I had. Oh no. Reset. Pippin. I feel like the green one could go by itself. But then that doesn't make sense though. So maybe the green can't go there then. Okay, restructuring this completely. Oh, that looks right. Oh, that looks really right. Okay. Okay. Yes, I definitely think the green needs to go on this side. Yeah, we probably should do it at the bottom right. You're probably right. So that way we don't have that blue. Maybe you think maybe the blue and red could switch, maybe? Like maybe it goes like this? Yeah, that looks right. Oh, that's it. Thank you. There it is, the poison.
Castor oil plants. I thought so.
Jessica, what are you doing here?
Confirming a theory, Avery, that the ricin that killed Matthew O'Neill was made from castor beans grown in your garden. You imported these plants from Florida specifically for that purpose.
That's preposterous. I have no idea how to make ricin from castor beans. Besides, you seem to have forgotten that I have an ironclad alibi
what did
courtesy
I
of the
tell
Maine
y'all?
Coast Garden Center.
He
I
was
know
so
that.
adamant about his
That's
alibi.
why you needed an accomplice, Thomas Pickering. Between his background as a former
were
chemist and your access to the raw materials for
I knew
ricin,
it.
you made a perfect team. And while you were busy establishing your alibi at the garden center, Thomas was delivering a ricin-tainted rose to Matthew O'Neill.
Oh my
You're correct that Thomas and I were a team, but the only thing we're guilty of is rigging the garden contest. My exotic plants need a staggering amount of fertilizers, pesticides, and other chemical help to thrive in a New England climate, so we struck up a little arrangement.
Yes. Thomas made sure you won the competition every year, ensuring you received a generous supply of Humboldt Chemical garden products. And in return, you gave him the cash part of the prize.
It was worth giving Thomas the $5,000 every year to maintain the scheme. Much richer prizes awaited me if my garden advanced to the New England regional competition and won there. But the arrangement never included murder.
Not true. I think Matthew became suspicious when you began winning the competition year after year. suspicious enough to threaten to start an inquiry and have Thomas removed as president of the Garden Club.
Oh,
If
that makes
happened,
sense.
your winning streak and everything that came with it would be over. That was your motive in silencing Matthew.
And Thomas? What was his motive?
Thomas didn't want to lose his position as president of the club or his $5,000 annual bribe. Perhaps more importantly, he was afraid he would face censure and possibly legal trouble for fixing the competition. What I think happened the morning of the murder is that while you were establishing your alibi at the garden center, Thomas was making his rounds judging gardens. He went to Emily's garden first and took her shears and one of her roses with him when he left. Being careful to wear
So much
gloves,
sense.
he painted the thorns with ricin. It takes only a minuscule amount to kill, and went next door to Matthew's garden. He left the rose for Matthew to pick up, knowing that the thorns would prick his hand and deliver the fatal poison. He also left behind Emily's garden shears to cast suspicion on her. Finally, Thomas went on to judge your garden and left his gloves here so no one else in the competition would see him with them.
That wasn't part of the plan. I didn't know who those gloves belonged to. Thomas thought the whole thing up and threatened to expose me as a fraud if I didn't go along with it.
That's enough, Avery. I figured you would panic and sell me out. That's why I need to silence.
He's
Now,
got
if
a
you
gun!
figure everything out, Jessica. I'm afraid you will have to go too.
Hold it right there, Pickering. Put that gun on the
Oh.
ground, slowly.
Did you hear it all?
Everything. More than enough to put both Thomas and Avery away for a very long time.
Ooh.
I guess this whole matter just proves the old saying, you reap what you sow.
Oh, that one was such a fun one. I loved that one. That one was so good. Gosh, this is such a fun game to explore. I know, it's always the glasses. I'm telling you. It's crazy. So our next one will be Secrets and Ashes. Ooh, I wonder if something's gonna be like burned down or something, like an arson case. Oh, so excited. I just can't wait. I always love a good Murder, She Wrote game.